This is ABC 7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Haley is off tonight. Our top stories in just a moment. But first, how to save money on your power bill. Air conditioners across the Suncoast working overtime to try to cool off homes and offices. Right now, you can talk to an expert from Florida Power and Light on how to make your home more energy efficient. FPL employees are here at our studios taking your calls now until 6:30 tonight. That number to call, 552-3127. Again, 552-3127 for the next hour and a half for any questions you may have on how to save energy at your home. Now to our top story, new developments involving a double murder-suicide investigation in Manatee County. The Sheriff's Office identifying the suspect as Galo Caballero Rivero, who had run-ins with law enforcement in the past. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us now live from the scene. And Kate, what are we learning about all this today?
Well, good evening, Scott. The Sheriff's Office is continuing that investigation here in Bradenton, but we're learning from some neighbors that there were red flags months and even years before this happened.
It was about 2 p.m. on Monday that Manatee County Sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call on 38th Avenue West in Bradenton. The caller said there were bodies in the front yard of the home. When deputies arrived, it became clear they were working with an apparent double murder-suicide.
Obviously, our job is to track down who did it, and in this situation, it was right there.
On Tuesday, tearful friends and family arrived at the house. The victims included 50-year-old Odalis Martinez Castiles and her 12-year-old grandson, Zakiel Hernandez. The suspect was her boyfriend, 49-year-old Galo Caballero Rivero, who had a criminal background and was arrested in 2010 for battery. A neighbor who didn't want to go on camera said she would often hear the couple yelling at each other.
It would just be her yelling, and then we would see that he would be locked out. So he would tap on the windows or tap on the door, and it would go on for like an hour or two.
And she wasn't the only one to notice those arguments.
They would get into it and he would get mad.
But as far as they knew, it was just verbal arguments until Monday.
We wouldn't think there was anything going on that bad, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
For now, neighbors are in shock, remembering the family that they say was always friendly.
She would help give her shirt off her back. You wouldn't even think something like that would ever happen.
The neighbors we spoke to said they're in the process of organizing a candlelight vigil to honor those victims. Reporting live in Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. We have new details tonight on a death investigation involving drain opener chemicals in Sarasota. Sarasota police say their preliminary investigation now shows it was a potential murder-suicide. Police say a relative found 78-year-old Gertrudis Cintron and her 58-year-old son, Angel Alicia Estrada, unconscious inside a home on Margaret Street yesterday. One died at the home, the other at the hospital. Police say it was not an accidental exposure to drain opener chemicals. A hazmat team removed all chemicals from the home there, and police say no other homes in the area are in danger. Manatee County commissioners are trying to beef up the departments that handle public safety. Today, the commission approving $1.2 million for the county's public safety budget. The commission is considering adding 4 new 911 operators, 3 paramedics, and 13 new positions at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Law enforcement and public safety officials are asking for the additions. The positions will be funded through tax revenue from rising property values, but commissioners have tentatively approved no change in the tax rate. County administrator says it's clear the public safety is a priority since it's the only thing the commission has funded since the recession.
There are positions that are needed because in dispatch, for instance, we're operating with the same people that we began with back in the 1990s, and the calls for service are, in the thousands now a day.
The commission also approved $50,000 in the public safety budget for a veteran services officer to help with the backlog in the county. The Bradenton Police Department is adding more officers to its force. The department holding a swearing-in ceremony this afternoon. 4 new officers were sworn in, and a lieutenant was promoted to the rank of captain. And several neighborhood groups on the Suncoast are working to improve relationships between the community and law enforcement. They're taking part in the annual National Night Out. An event at Holmes Beach City Field is going on right now until 8 o'clock. There are lots of kids' activities, music, free food, and bike giveaways. Also tonight, a National Night Out event will take place at the Palmetto Boys and Girls Club. That starts at 7 and runs until 10 o'clock tonight. There will also be food, drinks, slides, games, and a balloon artist. Families are encouraged to attend. Now, due to the heat, the Sarasota Police Department holds its annual event in October. Sarasota County will not host a traditional National Night Out event this year. Instead, it'll host a neighborhoods conference in Venice with workshops focusing on crime prevention and safe neighborhoods. A Sarasota private school is looking to expand into Lakewood Ranch and the property formerly owned by the Center for Building Hope. It's been nearly a year now since the nonprofit shut its doors after filing for bankruptcy. Newgate, a private Montessori school in Sarasota, has contracted to purchase the $2.3 million property through its headmaster, Tim Selden. Newgate will not renovate the building. They plan to start classes as early as September. Selden hopes Newgate can carry on the spirit of the charity in some small way.
We saw a building that obviously had been a very meaningful charity in this town that was now on the market. We felt somebody needed to keep this out of the commercial market, keep it in the nonprofit world.
Newgate officials say the expansion could increase the school's enrollment from about 145 to 450 in the future. Time to get a first check on the weather this afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan watching some storms. Bob?
Yeah, some cooling storms for this afternoon. It was hot again today. Air conditioners running overtime as of late. And really throughout all the month of July, the temperatures were unseasonably warmer than average. In fact, it was a record-breaking July as far as the heat goes. The heat index now at 99 degrees. That's what it feels like out there, the actual temperature at 90. Now, there are some storms starting to develop, and this area in particular is really going to explode as it approaches the coastline here from Venice up to Sarasota. Some big storms now into Manatee County near Onico and into just to the east of Palmetto. You can see that rain near I-75 and also all the way down to State Road 64. Some lightning strikes occurring near Terra and places to the west, some heavy rainfall there. This is an area of extreme lightning now, moving into Port Charlotte and over Northport. So Northport, get ready for a deluge here in the next hour as a result of that line moving in that general direction. We also have an update on Earl. This is the 5th named storm of the season that has developed just to the southwest of Jamaica as it continues to chug along to the west. Right now, Florida is not in the danger of this system at all as a result of high pressure, which is just over the top of it. And Earl is not all that more healthier than it was earlier today. The top wind's up just a little bit at 50. It's moving to the west at 16 miles an hour and will continue in that general path and direction, moving on through Central America and eventually causing some big problems with flooding throughout that region. More in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, it was a down day from start to finish on Wall Street.
Scott, you're absolutely right. Not only start to finish, but all the way across the board. All 10 sectors of the Standard & Poor's 500 index were lower for the day. At the low of the day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down by 156 points. The Dow has now been down 7 days in a row. But before you panic, over those 7 days, we've only dropped a total of 256 points, just 36 points a day over those 7 days. So not so terrible. On the other hand, the NASDAQ, which had been up for 5 days in a row and closed at a 52-week high yesterday, down today as well. Let's take a look at the figures, and they're not terribly attractive. There you see the Dow down almost 91 points, 0.5%, closing at 18,313.77. That on volume of 743 million shares. The NASDAQ, the big loser today, down 0.9%, more than 46 points, closing at 5,137.73. That on volume of 1,807 million shares. The S&P, a clean sweep, down more than 0.6%, almost 14 points, closing at 2,157.03. Well, down stock market, yes. Up day for CVS, absolutely. CVS, which I'm sure you're familiar with, a huge chain of drugstores, which we have a number of them here on the Suncoast, 10,000 stores in total. By the way, CVS, for those of you who are interested, stands for Convenience, Value, and Service, just in case you didn't know that. Well, their same-store sales for the quarter were sharply higher. The company also said guidance going forward will be positive, and everything seems to be going very well now for CVS. So, Scott, when a company can go up 5% on a day when the overall market is down as sharply as it was today. That's a pretty darn good performance, no question.
It sure is. You also have some news on some major retailers tonight.
Yes, the news is not quite as good. Unfortunately, Macy's, Kohl's, and Dillard's, each one of them were down somewhere between 7 and 8% today. And a lot of that has to do with consumer confidence, which apparently has been coming down.
All right. Richard, thanks so much for the update. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Scott.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the CDC takes action. The health organization taking new steps now to try and keep better tabs on Zika and stop an outbreak. Plus, we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with the full weather forecast and taking control of your power bill. The FPL experts are here with how to be more energy efficient.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll be the coolest family on the block in your all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $27,999. Or get the lowest price ever on a new Dodge Journey, just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-881-6805.
There were highs.
Never seen anything like this.
And some lows.
Protests erupting outside.
There was a lot of anger. You had the WikiLeaks emails come out.
But when the Suncoast mattered most, no one covered it like ABC 7.
Over the next 4 days, we will be covering our local Suncoast delegation.
There's a lot of excitement here.
We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit.
I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
This convention's done a lot of good for everybody.
ABC 7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
The Centers for Disease Control is expanding its funding and outreach as concerns over the Zika virus grow. Faced with the threat of a Zika spreading in the U.S., the CDC now announcing it's awarding more than $16 million to 40 states and territories. The money will be used to set up and maintain a system to monitor and detect cases of birth defects caused by the virus.
When those babies are born, that they are connected, their families, and they are connected to the services and information they need, and that there is reporting on that so we can learn more about Zika. And we want to learn as much as we can, as quickly as we can, as well as make sure that we support those families.
As of today, there have now been 15 confirmed cases of local Zika transmissions in one Miami neighborhood. The CDC has issued its first ever travel warning for the U.S., recommending pregnant women avoid the Wynwood area of Miami. The CDC is also telling women who visited that area to avoid getting pregnant for at least 8 weeks. All right, time now to talk some weather, and well, we've got Earl, and we've got storms around this afternoon.
Right, and speaking of Zika, you know, you have to make sure that when these rains come in the afternoon, that you empty out all the containers that may have accumulated some of that rainwater, because that's where mosquitoes love to breed. I know I had 3 bites today just outside for about 20 minutes or so, and boom, 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 just like that. And now we have storms that really starting to fire up in Punta Gorda. Get a look at the webcam there, showing you what's been going on just in the last hour. You can see that just darken up and skies start to dump. Heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and some strong gusty winds making their way out through Charlotte Harbor right now and into Northport. So look out, especially mariners. There are some special marine warnings out, as well as some special statements for some very heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, as well as some gusty winds, maybe 30 to 40 miles an hour with these cells. And one in particular in South Sarasota County. You can see that kind of gathering right there with that East Coast breeze. And this area of lightning and storm just kind of fired up in the last 15 minutes. This is going to be dropping off to the southwest. This one here is moving basically due west. And as the two meet, especially near Northport and places to the west near Venice, get ready for some very heavy rainfall there. And the possibilities, I mentioned, of some strong gusty winds. Northport getting some rainfall. The lightning is still around I-75, but drifting in that direction. Also, this area was over I-75 and State Road 64 just about a half hour ago. It has now since moved west at around 10 miles an hour. Bayshore Gardens getting some heavy rainfall just south of Manatee Avenue. Some heavy rainfall there near Cortez, spreading off to the west, and rain just to the east of Palmetto. Moisture availability has really come back in full force across South Florida this afternoon, and it will be in place, I think, throughout the rest of the week. So a good deal of showers and storms anticipated in the afternoon and evening, even some coastal showers along around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and right up to sunrise will be possible as well. 90, feels like 99. Dew point way up there, 74. Winds are out of the west at 8. Temperatures around the state, 92 in Jacksonville. It's rained in Orlando. It's cooled things down to 84 there, 83 in Wauchula with the East Coast breeze making it through. It's cooled things down quite nicely there in the interior portions of our viewing area, but still hot, although Sarasota just dropped a few degrees just in the last 10 minutes or so due to the showers and gust front out ahead of that heavy rainfall. Well, as far as the RPM forecast goes, storms lingering up until about 9, 10 o'clock tonight, scattered about, and then we'll see clearing skies with the possibility of a few coastal showers developing in the morning, and then inland storms popping up and then firing back toward the coast in the afternoon and evening on into Wednesday and Thursday. And it looks like, although this model is not depicting a lot of rainfall, I still think it will be here regardless as a result of that heavy east to southeast wind, a little light southeast wind, but a heavy moisture content in the atmosphere. Well, this is Earl. It looks a little bit better on the satellite imagery, although the convection right here is where the center is, and it's located well to the southwest of Jamaica now. You can see the winds up to 50. They had been at 45, and it's moving to the west at 16 miles an hour. Now, it's going to continue on that path as a result of a high-pressure ridge, which is over the northern Gulf of Mexico. And all the models are in agreement that this system is going to take off in a west to northwesterly fashion and eventually make landfall into Belize and then head off toward Mexico in about 4 to 5 days from now. So no threat of that having a big impact on our weather at all. It will cause some significant flooding problems, though, throughout that region into looks like the central portions of Mexico. Now, as far as the forecast goes, a good chance for showers and storms riding in through the next 5 days. A little less action, and the timing may change come Monday and Tuesday. Scott?
Thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch at this hour, no crashes in the area, but right now we're seeing traffic is backed up on I-75 as you head north from University Parkway to State Road 70. Well, during the summer months, pretty much everyone on the Suncoast is looking for ways to keep cool without their power bill breaking the bank. Florida Power & Light employees are in our studio right now with some great advice, and ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us now with some tips. Ray?
That's right, Scott. This record heat leads to the AC always being on, and that wastes our money. Tiffany Spence is here from FP&L. I can't believe how fast the phones lit up. What are some of the questions you're being asked, Tiffany?
We are getting some great questions. Primarily, do we leave the ceiling fans on when we're gone? And I tell them, no, you do not leave the ceiling fans on when you leave the room. They cool people, not rooms. So by all means, turn the ceiling fans off when you leave the room. When you're gone for the day, you're going to be gone for a long time. Turn turn it off because it's not cooling the room. It only cools the person.
And in fact, that's one of our misperceptions and myths about how to save money. Ceiling fans are not the cure-all you might think. Also, what about the thermostat?
The thermostat, FPL, for saving energy, we recommend having the thermostat set at 78 degrees when you're home and bump it up to about 82 degrees when you're gone. It may not be as comfortable, but again, we're talking energy saving. For every degree you've raised that thermostat, you can save about 5% in your energy.
Now, another thing in the morning, we like to open the drapes, the blinds, the curtains, but you say don't when you get up.
I say don't. My husband is guilty of this. You open those the blinds, it lets a lot of light in. Beautiful, but that light comes along with heat, and so it makes the room hotter. And then the AC is running longer.
And the fourth and final tip involves that filter. There's your prop right there. You have to change out your filter, folks, every month, not every 3 months or more. And also, it's kind of confusing. There's an arrow that says airflow this way. Well, what way is the airflow? You say make sure the arrow points in.
We want to make sure that it says airflow, and I know we're all like, well, which way is the air flowing? Is it flowing left, right? We don't know. Well, you want to make sure it's pointing to the direction back to the AC unit. That's where the air needs to be flowing back to your AC unit. So let's say you have an AC unit and it's inside your home and your filter you just push in. You want to make sure that the arrow is pointing up because that air is going to come underneath and go right up into the AC unit.
Now, some of these filters cost $3, some of them cost $18. Is more better in this case?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. They're all rated with MERV rating. Here you can see there's a 3M, so the M stands for MERV. The higher the number, the higher the allergens that it may pick up. So you may have folks that suffer from asthma or whatever kind of conditions, and they may go with a higher number, but it does not necessarily mean that you're going to get the benefit from the filter itself. The best piece of advice, pull this filter out monthly, perhaps when you get your electric bill, and check it. It may not need to be replaced, or maybe it does. If you have extra people, pets in the house, that could be a reason to replace the filter prior to 3 months. So it's just a good idea, maybe not necessarily to change it, but definitely check it monthly.
All 4 good ideas. Thank you, Tiffany. Phone line is 552-3127. These folks are all busy right now. You might get a busy signal. They're experts, so call in. Next half hour, we'll talk about what, Tiffany?
We're going to show you a demonstration on how to save energy online.
Very good. We'll see you then. Scott, back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you both, Ray. Coming up, a charter bus crash on a California freeway, what emergency workers did to try to help the trapped passengers. Plus, huge sinkhole swallows a backyard. What could have caused this disaster? That's coming up.
Music on Main at Lakewood Ranch. If you haven't been, come on out and see what you've been missing. The first Friday of every month, you can enjoy a free concert, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Catch up with friends, enjoy free activities for the kids, or make it date night. Whatever your pleasure, there's something for everyone at Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by these sponsors at ABC7.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. for a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Now is the time to get your FDR in our newsroom to give you advice on steps you can take to cut back on energy use and lower your power bills. The number to call, keep trying if you can't get through, 552-3127. Authorities in California are investigating a charter bus crash that killed 5 people and sent at least 5 others to hospitals. According to the California Highway Patrol, the bus was headed to Sacramento when it swerved on Highway 99 in Atwater and hit a pole. Officers say the pole went right through the bus. 30 people were on the bus at the time. Emergency workers climbed in through the windows to try to help the passengers. Investigators have not said yet what caused the bus driver to swerve. Dozens of chickens are dead after their crates fell from a truck in Pennsylvania. A driver hauling hundreds of chickens to New York was going around a curve early this morning when some crates then fell off the truck. Some of the crates slammed into a house. Many of the chickens died. The road was partially blocked off for a few hours while crews cleaned up the mess. State police say the driver will be cited. An Australian couple has seen lots of water where they don't want to. That's because they have a large sinkhole in their backyard. Authorities believe an old abandoned mine tunnel collapsed and then caused that sinkhole. They fenced off the backyard, but some neighbors are worried, wondering what will happen to their properties. The Milwaukee Zoo is celebrating a new addition to its elk herd, a female calf born on June 22nd. It's the first baby elk at the zoo in more than 20 years. The little calf hasn't been named yet, but she's the first surviving calf for her 6-year-old mother and 17-year-old father. The baby spent her first 2 weeks in a separate area with her mom. Now that they've bonded, she's been introduced to the rest of the herd in the elk yard. The zoo is hoping to have a name for her very soon. It's very cute, that's for sure. Still to come in your Suncoast News, roots from oak trees cracking concrete. Northport neighborhood riddled with cracks in driveways and sidewalks. Find out if they'll be able to remove those trees. Coming up next.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast.
Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dottoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.